This movie has a pretty major Karen's boy in it, right? Had he previously been dubbed as such?
Yes.
Definitely, yes. I mean, to the point that David texted me while he was watching this, and he was like, 4 shots in, there's a pretty major Karen's boy.
Yes.
And when I started watching, it was pretty obvious who he's talking about.
Sure.
Vanessa Shaw. One of the things that I have to say, among multiple things that I found terrible about this movie, is that it made me feel uncomfortable for liking him. Like, it made him actively unattractive.
He's a bit of a creep in this.
He's horrible.
No,
gross.
But a lot of Karen's boys are often presented as creeps or sad sacks,
Sure,
or both.
Because that's the whole fucking bit. Is that people don't usually get a crush on. I don't know. Give me a Karen's boy.
Eddie Marzen.
Yeah,
that's a good one, right?
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think?
Sure. Eddie Marzen, who is like a big cube on a little cube, a little cube on a big cube. He's a cube. He's a cube-shaped man.
He's one of those.
Like a Minecraft character.
He does. He looks like a Minecraft character.
He's one of those Tetris configurations that stresses you out. You didn't rotate it fast enough, and you're like, "Fuck! How do I ever clear a line with that on the board?"
He's in Mark Felt. And he literally doesn't even have a character name. He plays like a CIA guy, I think.
Yeah.
My two most anticipated movies, Mark Felt and Death of Stalin.
Death of Stalin is good. 1 out of 2 is going to be satisfying.
I'm not talking about good movies.
No, I understand.
These are like your Ocean's 11.
Yes,
this
exactly.
is like Mark Clooney, Damon.
Mark Felt has Josh Lucas in it, in fact. But he just sits down and he's like, yeah, the CIA's all over this, and you're like, oh, it's Eddie Marzen. Never comes back. You're like, why is he in this one shot?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Mark Felt report.
I feel like Felt report. I feel like a cornerstone of Karen's boys is because I'm fascinated from a distance and trying to identify who is a Karen's boy. What
you have to be middle-aged,
right? But here's the thing. I think all of them got a lot of face.
A lot of face?
Yeah.
Like big heads.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like Kieran Hines,
that's
big head.
Very
He's a
good way of putting it.
big-headed man. Yeah.
So like literally a lot of face there. But then I look at Eddie Marzen, who's compact, but I go, there's a lot of face
There's
there.
a lot of face.
They give
There's a lot
face.
of different stuff going on in the face there. There's a face where you have to lean in and go, what exactly is going on? And these guys who kind of like dramatically change appearance depending on angle.
Yes, that's correct.
Like if within a shot they tilt their head and now they look like a totally different. You're trying to figure out how the fucking nose works.
I mean, I think what you're saying is someone with like a lot of character in their face, right? That's the nice euphemistic way of putting it, right? Where it's like you don't think of them as maybe like conventionally handsome, but there's like there's like a story there when you look at them.
These are actors I love, where when they show up on screen, I go like, "Fuck yeah!" Like in the theater, I like start like high fiving.
Wow, you sound like a great person to go see a movie with.
Hey, you know for a fact I'm a great person.
You are. You're wonderful.
But then you add the amorous level onto it. But I do.
That's a very generous way of putting it.
I feel like film Twitter is like often like running back to you after they've seen a movie with a good.
I do get a lot of tweets that were like, "So I just watched this movie and this character actor was in it. Are they a Karen's boy?"
We can spoil who it is, by the way. It's Karen.
We said it. We said it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Karen Hines.
Did we say it?
I don't think we said it.
No.
Karen Hines. Yeah, he's the KB in this movie.
Yeah.
Sean Penn is kind of like the anti-KB.
He's
right?
awful. I hate him.
Right. I agree. But he's sort of the antithesis.
Why is he the antithesis? He's not that handsome.
Yeah, he's not that attractive.
Sean Penn's got a lot of face. I gotta say, I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. He's got a lot of face.
I agree, but here's why I think he stands in stark contrast to what makes a true Karen's boy.
Boys are often like Sam Neill or Vincent D'Onofrio, people who have somewhat cute sort of online, weird sort of doddering online lives. You know what I mean?
I did get roasted for like a full month around Dunkirk because like every time I'd bring up Mark Rylance, they'd be like, Mark Rylance has one bit and it's just doddering old fool and you love it.
On screen, he definitely leans into, but anyway, sorry, carry on, Griff.
My point is, Sean Penn acts like he's sexy.
Oh.
Sure. Well, I think there was a time when Sean Penn was sexy. Like the 80s is what I'm referring to.
Sure, and I know people who found him attractive before he turned into a lived-in shoe.
With a mustache.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
A decent shoe that has outstayed its welcome.
By far.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A mid-level leather boot.
I like this article.
Oh, the one about Chapo?
Yeah.
Was it about Chapo?
Stuff.
I don't even remember.
I think there's that Sean Penn thing where he's like...
They're not people who present themselves as being sexy. Like it's not a
Sure.
attitude.
That's a good
thing.
way to put it.
And it's
right.
that movie star thing of Sean Penn being like, I'm a fucking movie star. And what you like about Karen's Boys is they're just hardworking, nice men who do their job. And even someone like Sam Neill who like becomes a leading man kind of unconventionally in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Sure.
He still approaches it like a Karen's boy. He's not showing up.
He's just doing the work.
He's just doing the work.
Which is actually kind of a classic Spielberg thing. Because you think of Richard Dreyfuss. Is he? I mean, yeah, exactly. Like,
Right.
he liked the sort of the everyman type
Right.
leading man.
Heard that.
Right. Right. But you
Only you.
You like-
Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Drey. Oh, bring it. Yeah. Especially now he's old and kind of liver spotted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when he played Dick Cheney?
Yeah, it's a weird performance.
Very weird.
It's one of those performances where you're like, yeah, I get it, Richard Dreyfuss. You hate Dick Cheney. You know what I mean? Like he's leaning a little too much into like, I don't think this is a human being.
There's that
And I love Richard Dreyfuss.
There's that
I love
scene
him.
where he holds up the sign with an arrow pointing to him that says, "Ain't I a stinker?"
That's a fucking weird movie. Who plays Colin Powell in W? Now I'm trying to
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. And yeah.
Who's a real Griffin's boy. Like that's like one of those character actors
he's
when he
great.
shows up
He's
on
great.
screen. I saw whatever it was, the second Hunger Games with the lady I was dating at the time, and when he showed up on screen, I literally went, "Fuck yeah!" And she turned to me and said, "I thought you hadn't read the books." And I was like, "I haven't. That's just Jeffrey Wright. He's one of our finest actors."
Because I just remember W kind of makes it like a little too easy, where it's like Colin Powell is sort of the audience is supposed to like be invested in him, and Dick Cheney's like the let's bomb.
Sorry, he's the what?
He's the guy.
Tandy Newton kills it in that though.
I think that movie is weird, and I barely remember it.
She always kills it.
Yeah, I
She's
think
good.
she's really good. She's a GG actually. That's what we should be talking
Griffin's
about.
Girl?
Griff's Girls.
Let's just
Okay, so The Weight of Water. Yeah, please.
let's talk
hurry
about
along
Griffin's
because
Girls.
everyone wants to hear us talk about this movie.
You're right.
Different
You're right.